Hey guys. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out my website. Um, do all sorts of interesting little things over here. Um, Mostly audio and video. There's very little to read over here. So if that's what you like, and don't forget the search box. Lots of search for your and just scan through that. Take a look through my projects. All right. Oh, and feel free to give me your money anytime. Give it, you know, I like your money. um, there's things that you can purchase. For example, um, if you need me to help you write jokes, like give me your money. Um, $100 Canadian, that works out to about $60 American per hour. And for $9 Canadian per month, $9 Canadian, that works out to about $6 American. Um, $9 Canadian per month. Um, I will send you some jokes in the mail. Real life memes. Every month it's going to be different. Okay, so you will get funny in the mail for just $9 Canadian per month, and all sorts of other things. But just check through. There's some TV software that is pretty great. News is sort of divided up, talking about movies and horror movies and so on. Okay? But Hollywood is failing. Let me just pull you out here. Um, Hollywood is failing, and it's failing fast and furious. Um, should move this up a little bit more. There we go. Hollywood is failing on every single front. Okay, Hollywood is failing on every single front. They're going to be able to use the coronavirus as an excuse, the fall guy or the scapegoat. But when you take a look at people going to see movies in movie theaters, when you see people watching television, the numbers associated with all of these things, it's all going away. Um, let's just take a look at movie theater attendance. Of course, it did that. Movie theater attendance. Okay. For the last 20 years, fewer and fewer, every year, fewer and fewer and fewer people go see movies in movie theaters. The money keeps going up. Well, it's jaggedy up, but it's still up. But this is higher ticket prices. So the decline in attendance has been patched up by rising ticket costs. Okay, so here you are. Here are the numbers. This is the top, right? 157, 1576, right? 1576, the blue line, 1576. That's the height of Hollywood. Okay? That's the height of Hollywood. 1.5 billion tickets sold. Now, I just want to, that's a lot of tickets. That's a lot of people, right? That's what, say, 5 times the population of America? But take a look at this. Um, Five times the population of America. Now, how many people actually went to go see Star Trek? Or, sorry, Star Wars? Are we going to see the number of tickets sold? Maybe not. Not right here. Okay, so we're going to do it manually. I'm going to do it elsewhere. I don't know if this is going to do it or not. I don't know. Tickets sold? I really wish they would just give me the number of people that went to go see the movie. It made $1.5 billion, but we've got a current, or a tippity top in 2002. So how much average ticket price for 1977? That's all we need. Average ticket price. Stop. Movie ticket price. There we go. I don't believe this at all. Oh, 230, 2, so divided by 2, so, okay, so divided by, say 2, I'm just going to say 2 to make it simple. So you divide that by 2 to find out how many tickets were actually sold. I'm simplifying. So half of this, half. So that's 750 million. We'll go down to 600 million because we forgot about the 23 cents. We'll go down to 600 million tickets sold to Star Wars: A New Hope. Listen to what I'm saying. 600 million tickets sold. I'm going to say it again. 600 million tickets sold. 600 million. And last year, that is half of the entire theater experience. There was only 1.2 billion. I just got finished saying the word multiple times. 600 million tickets were sold to go see Star Wars: A New Hope in 1977. Probably when the population was only, what, maybe 100 million less? The population was down, down, down from what it is today. 600 million tickets were sold in the domestic United States of America in 1977 to go see Star Wars. I don't know how else I can keep saying this over and over again. Whereas last year, the entire year, including what people like to biggity big talk for Avengers Endgame, right? Nope, not even close. Not even close. When you look at tickets sold, the number of people, yes, these, they're doing whatever they're doing, these movies. Some are hits, but remember, they're hits according to that year. You could have an NBA basketball team and a bunch of midgets, right? Well, in the midgets, the short people, you could say the shortest person in the NBA, right? You got the shortest person over here in this group. And then over with the midgets, you got the tallest person. But they're still very, very different. So 600 million people went to go see Star Wars A New Hope in 1977. But in the entire year, the entire everything year of all of 2019, only 1.2 billion tickets were sold. Now, how much bigger was Star Wars in 19? How big of a movie was that movie according to the rest of the movies? Well, let's just take a look. Now, I don't think that this this website is going to give me what I need. Okay? I don't think it's going to give me what I need. But let's just take a look. Star Wars in 19... Oh, see, no. It's not going to give me what I need. Box office, total box office for 1977. Okay. So these two next movies, the next two movies, Smokey and the Bandit and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, doubled Star Wars. So movie number one, movie number two, movie number three, just these three movies, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 movies in 1977 equals the entire movie theater attendance for 2019. When you add up all of the movie everything for 2019, all of it, the tickets sold for everything 2019, it equals only the first three movies here. 1, 2, 3. The attendance, the ticket buying the tickets for Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind was the same as in the entire of 2019. But they still had all of the other movies to go. So all of the other movies combined is 2019, is over and above what 2019 did. We're just talking about tickets sold. So that's the world we're living in, folks. And like I said, unfortunately, the numbers is not good enough, in my opinion. It needs to go back and include all the numbers, but it's a dying industry, so why would they? But for now, they're the number one, right? But anyway, so the information is sort of elsewhere, and you can kind of pull around and, flip and flop. But if you're smart and you understand the numbers and so on, you'll see the drastic decline of Hollywood. And like I said, the theatrical market, you can see the attendance, the number of tickets sold, blue line, tickets sold. The tippity top here was 2002, and it's been downhill ever since. Downhill. That's a decrease. Now, that's just movie theater attendance. Movie theater attendance is going down, down, down. Okay? It's going down. And what does that mean? Well, okay, it doesn't mean a whole lot because, like I said, yes, you can see they've been patching the holes with higher ticket prices. So they've been gouging fewer and fewer customers with more and more money. So they've just been demanding more money out of their pocket per visit. It used to probably be kind of super cheap to go see a movie, but just, declining attendance and greed and all the rest, just, I don't know what would happen if they decided to, drastically reduce the ticket prices. Would attendance go up? I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no clue. No idea. But when you think about everything, first of all, I'm going to say this again. The people inside of Hollywood, they play a big part in the reason why Hollywood itself is failing, of course. But it's kind of like if you were born and raised inside of a cult, a cult, a death cult of some sort, religious death cult, Scientology, whatever. You were born, your parents are part of the cult, and you are born inside the cult and you get raised inside the cult. Can you really be blamed for being a part of the cult when you're, say, like 15 or 20 years old or something? Like, how long is it going to be before you're able to say, hey, this is my decision, whether or not I want to be inside this cult? And cults are kind of bad, right? They end up washing your brain and turning you into a big old dummy, right? That's the purpose. That's the whole thing about a cult. Is they make, just get inside your brain and turn it to mush and make you kind of stay. So it's the same thing with Hollywood. Hollywood has been far left. It's been casting couches. It's been far left. It's been sitting on mountains and mountains and mountains of money. It has been just at the top of everything. And do you remember when the year was switching over? The year was switching over, like the millennium, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act is actually destroying Hollywood. Just think of the Marvel. Think about it. Think about all the people that own little pieces of this and little pieces of that, and they own this piece of this and beep ba 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 ba. The ownership of intellectual properties are fucked. Absolute gobbledygook. Only a lawyer could understand. Like, literally, they have gotten so gross and disgusting with all the all the shit fuck turd all over the place. It's a fucking disastrous gobbledygook of a mess. Lawyers are literally making movies, and I'm not fucking joking. Well, you want to make Star Trek. Well, this person owns this little piece, and that one owns that piece. We can do this, we can't do that. We can do this, we can't do that. We can do this, we can't do that. Get the fucking lawyers over here. Can we do this? Can we not? Why don't you just fucking make the movie yourself, you fucking lawyer? Because you know all the fucking little pieces of all the fucking over the years, and because they all want ownership over it. They all want a monopoly over this stuff, and they want it, and it doesn't make any sense. A super, 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 super smart libertarian like myself understands that copyright, intellectual property, is stupid. It's a dumb idea. I know your brain just exploded. Calm down. I understand that you don't understand this, and that's fine. But once you actually dig deep, 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 deep inside of all of the intellectual property, everything, you understand that it's all gobbledygook. It's a big, disastrous gobbledygook of a mess, and it makes no sense, kind of like equality and leftism. Doesn't make any sense. And it just spawns retard all over the place, and then you add in the big daddy government and all of these things. I mean, like what you can and cannot do inside of your whatever, there's so many people that have been just punching each other in the face. Lawyers, going to the fucking court and punch, 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 punch. They're running out of kind of new ideas. How do you tell these things? But everybody owns everything. And if you so much as mention anything from anything, then you get sued into oblivion because somebody else is going to either own it or pretend to own it or fucking whatever. It's just like all of the money is just going into the lawyers' pockets. So that's a big problem. And is that really so? They didn't want you to download a movie. They didn't want you to download a movie or a music or a whatever. So they make all these laws, and then they demand that every country on the planet sign it. And then that's when the switchover happened, right? Remember the tippity top of when was the DMCA? Oh, just before Hollywood took a turd. Just before Hollywood, I'm telling you, I promise you, these government that they wanted, all the everybody wanted this, right? And they just killed themselves. It's part of it. Absolutely, it's part of it. It is absolutely part of it. Everybody owns everything, and now everybody's going to go to court and fight each other. And, so now lawyers have to make the movies because nobody fucking knows which way to fucking go. Nobody knows fucking anything. And then you got China over there, and they just don't give a fuck. They'll fucking copy everything you got. They don't give a fuck. But everybody else is like, this one is going to fight this one, and ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Who the fuck owns... Like, if you were to actually go into just the ownership of Spider-Man, I bet you there's like 1,000 pieces to that puzzle. Who owns Spider-Man? I bet you there's 1,000 pieces to that puzzle. And I'm not joking. Well, this depiction of Spider-Man and that depiction and this thing and that thing and that thing and this thing and this thing and that thing and ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, right? So are we going to make a Spider-Man movie? Well, we are, but we're going to have to, we don't want to pay all these, we don't want to pay all these 900 people, right? We only want to pay these 100 people. So we have to make our Spider-Man so that it, whatever. You know what I mean? This is another reason why Hollywood is failing. And interestingly, really, 1998, 4 years later, is as high as 4 years later is the tippity 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 top of Hollywood tickets sold, and then it's been downhill ever since. I'm telling you, and when you're a libertarian, when you're intelligent like me, and you have your politics correctly arranged in your brain, which is should be libertarian, um, you realize that this stuff might sound like a good idea, and for a short period of time, it might be a good idea. It might be a good idea in the short term, but it never works out. Because like I said, like I just got finished saying, what did I say? I said, now Hollywood is just a bunch of lawyers fighting each other. And instead of just sitting back and writing a story and making a good movie, you have a bunch of lawyers over your shoulder and go, nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. Yes, you can do that, but but we don't want to pay that person, so cross that out. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, 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 no. And then you add on to that, and you just make your fucking movie and cross your fingers and hope that your lawyers will be able to protect you enough. I'm not kidding. Just this thing, signed in 1998. Is it a coincidence that 4 years later was the top of Hollywood? So in 1998, 1.4, so it gets to the top of 1.576, and it's been downhill ever since. And everything is just getting shittier and shittier and shittier and shittier. And don't tell me that it isn't just, Hollywood isn't just lawyers. Look at everything. Everything everywhere in America is it's like all the money made from all the things. It's just because of all the rules and the regulations. And everybody just loves to fucking sue everybody. People are just sit back and sue everybody. I'm just going to keep suing and suing and suing and suing and suing. I'm going to make a living suing people. And that's all because of the rules and the regulations. Sue, 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 sue. Some criminal, kid from the ghetto gets shot by a police. The city gets sued. Yeah, but he was robbing a store. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The police blinked while they shot him, so now they got to pay. Maybe not the whole amount, but they'll pay. The ghetto lottery, they call it. The ghetto lottery. Yeah, the police did something because you had a shitty kid, and now you win the ghetto lottery. Whatever. And every time anything happens between person A and like the whatevers, it's just like sue. Just sue them. Everybody sues everybody. And the person with the biggest lawyer wins. Now, I would say it's three-quarters. Three-quarters of the legal system is the person with the biggest lawyer wins. But there is still the 25% that is kind of non-corrupt. But still, 75% of the legal system equals the person with the biggest lawyer wins the legal fight. That's just how it goes, folks. Now, so is it the individual actors or the director of movie A, B, or C responsible for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act? The answer is no. This is all of the people doing all of the Hollywood everything who just, I don't know, they just saw the internet and they said, we need laws for everything to make everything, like ours. And then it opens up a big can of worms. It's just like in Canada, where they said now, if somebody wants to call themselves a female, then they are a female in every way. So I wake up one day, I've got, I'm just a man over here, right? I wake up one day and say, I'm a woman. Well, that means I am a woman. And, America or Canada put that into law. And then you have people that test that and roll it all over the place. And then it's like men going into women's spaces and demanding that, they, like gynecologists, um, you know, uh, everything. All the spaces that used to be just for women are now open to men that call themselves women. And then you have that Yaniv chick, or man, or whatever you want to call it. They running around and just you're just demonstrating how stupid that law, how stupid people have become, how stupid this whole motherfucking thing is. You want to just wake up and call yourself whatever you want to call yourself and demand that everybody around you obey that, obey your delusion or your mood of the day. Well, this is what you get, right? And, same thing here. Sure, they try to make all the paperwork and all the words down in this law as perfect as they can, as pro Hollywood as they possibly can make it pro Hollywood. But it'll still end up biting them in the ass. It always does. It always does. And so on. Like, I don't know if you remember everything about this, but it was a shit show. And it was like Hollywood was literally fighting its people. You downloaded a song, now we're gonna sue you for $1 trillion. What? Okay. Then we won't, like, I can't afford your movies or TV shows, so I just won't do it anymore because I don't want to fucking be sued for $1 trillion. So then they just say, well, okay, I'm not going to consume this material. I have to find something else to do with my day. I used to like building a music collection and kind of doing all these different things. Sure, if I could afford, a room full of CDs, I would do that if I was a millionaire, but I'm not. I was a poor motherfucker, but it was kind of free out there, and I kind of liked it. And once in a while, I would buy a record or buy a CD or something like that. But I couldn't. But so it's the same thing as anything else. It's like, take a look at the super chats that some of these people in their live streams, right? There are all sorts of people who just donate, right? Donate to their maker of choice. There's people that, and it works. You can charge people. What about the I used to go to see, local theater, and there's one day a week where it was pay what you can. You just put whatever you want in the bucket. If it was $1, if it was nothing, if it was $50, doesn't matter. You pay what you can. So it was basically for people to be able to go out and experience this stuff, but, for people who were broke. What about even at the movie theater on Tuesdays, cheap Tuesdays? When I was a youngin', when I was going to see movies all the time, it was called $2.50 Tuesdays. And it cost $2.50, when a normal ticket would be like $5, It was significantly cheaper. I think it was more like $7.50 back in the 90s in Canada. So, that's a way, right? But anyway, so the like, attendance has been dropping, and it's just, and then you get sort of your celebrities, really angry celebrities that just hate their customers. They hate right-wingers, they hate conservatives, they hate it just sees out of them. And it's mostly because they, you know, they haven't seen their kids for forever. All of their money goes to their ex-wives. Their latest movie tanked at the box office. You know, they got caught, drunk out in public, and now that's all over the tabloids. Whatever. Just all sorts of, you know, uppies and downies for all of these people. So they're kind of angry, and I can imagine that they would be angry and bitter themselves. Quite a bit, actually. And I think they just take it out on the world through, pretending that their life is so perfect and that they're such a good person, even though it's like fucking like what about the movie this weekend called The Way Back, right? This is supposed to be Ben Affleck's kind of nod to I became an ugly, 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 ugly drunken alcoholic, and now he's kind of doing a movie about being an ugly, 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 alcoholic. I think that's what the rumor is. He's this is kind of his whatever you want to say. His life story that's not his life story. I don't know. I thought the last stuff that I've seen him in was him playing Batman, and I liked it. I'm going to be honest. I thought he's the best Batman there's ever been. No, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. If he's drinking his fucking liver away, I don't know. I have no idea. But whatever. We've all gone to the bottom, and we all get back, and so on, and whatever. But I mean, just because you're on top of the world, and you got all the money, and everybody wants to suck your dick, it doesn't mean that everything is perfect. In fact, all of those things can cause extra problems. But for these people to get out on stage, like, what about frickin' Brad Pitt? They just will, none of them will shut up about politics. None of them will shut up about politics. And we don't want to hear from them. Brad Pitt is on his what? He's, going on his third marriage. How often does he even see his kids? Only one of them has his DNA. The rest were all adopted. And he's paying through the nose, I'm sure, probably for all of them. Is Angelina Jolie gonna friggin', put dresses on them all and whatever? I don't fucking know. Are they being taken care of? Or are they like Steven Spielberg's adopted black or part black daughter, who's now, she's 23 and she's dating a 47-year-old ugly dart player, and she's going to get into doing porn? Okay, well, there you go. There you have it. See, we in Hollywood have problems too. Well, then, why don't we talk about those things? Why don't you show them in your movies? And now you could say that maybe this movie is the one. Maybe it is. But why couldn't you, maybe I'm wrong. There's no doubt that there's lots of movies out there that I don't see and that I don't talk about. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is a beautiful, beautiful, amazingly amazing movie. Maybe this is so right-wing and so conservative and so pro-Trump and so, like, what about, what was his name? Clint Eastwood's movie from last year. That movie was great. It seemed great, but it didn't make any money. So maybe these movies are being made, the super amazing, great conservative movies, but we're not watching them. Like, I don't really care. It's like there's so many movies. See, that's a big thing. A biggity big. This is another major reason why Hollywood is flopping. It's because why would I want to go see maybe a good movie this way back? I don't even care. You know, I could pirate every single movie there is, and I just don't care. I'd rather do YouTube. I'd rather talk to people. I'd rather watch learn something on YouTube. I'd rather watch a cuddly cat video for 5 minutes than watching maybe your good movie or probably not your good movie. I really would. Now you could say, well, that's not most people, and I disagree, by the way. I think, and I think just there's just been so much crap, and then you add in the preaching, and just such terrible movies in general. Like, how many of these movies are absolute fucking trash? Absolute garbage, gobbledygook garbage from A to Z. Absolute fucking shit shows. Most of them are terrible movies in every way. In every way. So what's going on, Hollywood? Why are all of these movies so terrible? No, you could say that there could be a couple of gems here or there, and maybe, because they're trying to hit everybody. They're trying to literally hit everybody. So let's take a look at 2019, right? This makes me sick. It really does. It really makes me sick. Now, let's take a look at a 1984. What's a 1984. The #1 movie, Ghostbusters. Imagine that. That is a beautiful film that will go down in history as a beautiful fucking film. Period. End of story. Beautiful in every way. And it's a fucking comedy from Sony Pictures, #1 movie. Now you can say that this is kind of like the Avengers Endgame but Avengers Endgame, it was no. Is it a beautiful movie? No, it kind of hits you and feels, and it's just a string of fucking, big set pieces strung together by, nostalgia for the last 10 years of Marvel movie making versus Ghostbusters. Like, they don't even think that Endgame is as good as Infinity War. And I'm going to tell you, Infinity War is a terrible film. So if Avengers Endgame doesn't rise to the level of Infinity War, you got a problem with your #1 movie. It's not going to go down in history as nothing other than like a big fucking extravaganza of fucking computery, flashy, and lighties. That's it. That's Avengers Endgame. What was the story? Well, we're undoing the previous story. Well, what was the previous story? The smartest guy in the world in the universe wanted to snap half the life out of existence to save the other half. And then if you have a brain, you go, well, that's really stupid. Why wouldn't he just double the resources or make infinite amounts of resources or whatever? Well, because that, I don't know. So they changed the comic to stupid, basically. And really, Avengers Endgame is just about undoing the previous movie. The bad guy won in the previous movie, so now we want to undo that. Okay, let's go. Let's hear it. How did they do that? Well, they went back in time you know, well, how did they go back in time? Did they steal the time stone? Because there was a time stone. No, they had to invent time travel. Okay, how does the time travel work? Blah 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 blah. And by the way, we're gonna break our own rules of blah 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 time travel in the same movie. So it's kind of like um, the new Star Wars movies. They don't fucking make any sense. You got a character in the movie that literally gets changed in like 4 seconds. Like that, they literally make no fucking sense. Like Finn in The Force Awakens, he sees his buddy die, and then he gets the blood three stripes on his helmet, right? And then he just changes his mind. He's like, "Oh, being a stormtrooper is a bad thing to do," right? So literally the ba ba ba, and then he's changed his mind. So I guess the First Order is not very good at and forget about all of the everything else. Like, I mean, Finn totally trashes the history of all the stormtroopers, and it ruins Star Wars. It literally does. And what did they do that for? Why did they do that? No reason whatsoever. Because he was not struggling with being a former stormtrooper. It didn't have anything to do with anything inside of his brain. He just, had a moment, one scene, where he was upset that his stormtrooper buddy died, and then he got a bloody helmet, and then he rethought his life, and then, an hour later, he's a good guy, shooting stormtroopers and cheering. He's literally shooting stormtroopers and then cheering, "Woohoo! Yeah, I'm killing stormtroopers." Oh yeah, sure, an hour ago I was really upset that my stormtrooper buddy died. But, and to make things worse, they said the reason they flushed down all of the everything stormtrooper down the toilet, all the previous stormtrooper everything down the toilet, with one throwaway line. And it was like, oh no, we were doing the clone thing, but we decided that it was better to just steal these babies and then indoctrinate them into our First Order death cult. So we steal babies and then raise them up, I guess, naturally through time, into our death cult. But obviously our death cult Stormtrooper Academy isn't working so well. But nothing. No, it's like literally he thinks twice and now he's a good guy, and then he's cheering. He's the cheerleader for killing stormtroopers, and he's just a good guy. That's it. No, like all of the after effects of being, in that cult, in the death cult, being stolen as a baby. No, nothing. It's just now, he's killing stormtroopers and he's happy about it. Woo! I killed one. I killed another one. Woo! When an hour ago, it totally changed his life, but it was just for one scene, right? In that one scene where you were supposed to feel something, but now, like whatever, the writing from scene to scene doesn't. There's no continuity. It's just a bunch of set pieces. Here's the thing, and this is what we want the thing to feel like. And then we'll do the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And we'll try to string them together if we can, and hopefully people will be too stupid to realize that it doesn't make any fucking sense. But, forget it. Don't worry about it. So, don't you fucking come at me with the difference between Avengers Endgame, for example, and Beverly Hills, and Ghostbusters. Comedy, and then another comedy. Beverly Hills Cop. Comedy. Where are the fucking comedies in current day? Nowhere. Oh, well, we had Ghostbusters 2016, which was, that was something, wasn't it? I'm just saying that these movies are going to go down in history. These movies are loved. This is when people in Hollywood still cared and they still knew what they were doing. And now they're just a bunch of evil scumbags that just are just full of themselves, and they just got the eyes of Satan. They're scumbags, and they're incompetent. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'll be honest. I love these movies, but I don't remember this one. Like, I've seen each of them probably one time, and that's it. It's not, like I said, I like them. I think this was the third one. I'm not sure. And then Gremlins. Oh my God! Look at this. Just like look. I mean Gremlins. Look at this fucking list of movies. The Karate Kid. I fucking love this movie. This is the best fucking movie ever. Jesus fucking Christ. Look at the variation, too. Comedy, sort of horror. Comedy, horror. Comedy. Black, by the way. And there's a black guy up here, too. Right? And this is back in 1984. This is a black movie, came in number 2. No, you're still fighting Whitey, are you, over there? You still got to be yipping and yapping about slavery all over the place, yeah? You're still gonna pull that shit? Are you gonna be stupid your entire life? Are you planning on being a divisive, race hustling fucking fuckwit your entire life? I grew up with Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. We all did. Oprah Winfrey. Fuck you. Your racial grievances, what are you going to just do that forever? Oh, the white people are so mean to us. Oh, shut up. Just shut up. Gremlins, The Karate Kid, Police Academy. Oh my God. Remember that? Super mega comedy. Footloose. What a beautiful movie that was. And guess what? This movie is kind of anti-Christian. It's pretty liberal, right? It's pretty lefty. You know, what was it in the Footloose? Oh, wait, no. Actually, it was. Sorry, I was getting Footloose. Yeah, no, that's Kevin Bacon. Footloose. Let me just... No, Footloose, yeah. I'm getting it mixed up. No, Footloose. What the fuck? Footloose or... First there was nothing but a slow flowing dream. Was it the girl that was the yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So Footloose. It was really, it was about telling, it was liberal, right? This is definitely, it's kind of anti-Christian, but they gave sympathy, they gave honesty and respect to the Christians in the movie. The dancing, dance stuff got kids killed. And after the killing of the kids, they said no more dancing. And these were kids that kind of needed to bucket. And it is a story about kids that just want to fucking break free and kind of go crazy. And it is just dancing. So, and honestly, what were they moving towards? Now I'm going to go back as far as your brain can comprehend. Let's go as far as all the things. We are cavemen, okay? And after we got the hunt and we fucked the girls and we kissed the kids on the head, and all was said and done, and we had a nap, we would wake up, build a fire, right? And then what would we do? We would dancey dance, dance, dance around the fire. We would do our jiggy jig jig jigs in our dancey dance, dance, dance. You know, moving, dancing is really a part of who we are. So this movie was moving towards, I was thinking of Flashdance. I was getting it confused with Flashdance. It's really just moving, it's liberalizing towards kind of human nature and normal. You know, is there sexuality in this movie? Not really. You could say that some of the dancey dance 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 stuff was too sexy, you know, kind of like you know, when Elvis was starting to move his hips on the stage, people were like, "Oh my goodness!" All the church people came out and was, "Oh." And when you talk about actual sexuality, we got to have a chat. We got to have a conversation about that. Now, today's sexuality equals just everybody fucks everybody. But what does that lead to? Well, all sorts of bad things that none of these people want to talk about. But yes, this was bucking the Christian, you know, square, 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 square. But they gave the Christians a bone about the deady dead kids, right? So there was dead kids. So, and they equated it with dancing and party and kids and party and dance. Which, by the way, that's a real thing too. Kids fucking die from being stupid on booze. It happens all the fucking time. Kids equals stupid, and then when you add booze to the mix, they get even fucking dumber. And they do all sorts of stupid, bloody fucking bullshit that gets them dead. Right? And it respected the other side. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so it's okay, you know, like the Footloose, it was respectful towards Christians and the right wing. Yes, this was a very liberal film, but it was pushing to, come on, don't you remember a time when we used to dance and have fun? Is it really immoral to dance? I get it, you guys were traumatized by a bad situation that happened a long time ago, but come on. You know, we're kids. We've been punished for like a decade now. Here, this guy moves to town. Kevin Bacon moves to town, and he just wants to dance all over the place, right? He wants to dance all over the place. And, you know, yes, this is kind of liberalness done well. Okay? But it's not insulting. And it's not insulting, and it's not going too far. It's like I said today, it's like everybody just rubs their genitals against each other, and then you just cross your fingers and hope for the best. And that's bull. This is you know, like, look at this list of films. This is a thing of beauty. And guess what? Fuck you. Beverly Hills Cop is a black film. You're not breaking down any frickin' barriers today. All you're doing is making people hate you. Every time you, like, Twitter turds, friggin' open your mouth and you're just, and all of you are diversity and this, and I mean, you've created this monster, that's unattainable monster of stupidity. All in the name of communism, by the way, which most of them don't even understand or don't even think about. It's all friggin' agenda. There was agenda. in Footloose. Absolutely. And this is, again, just a random year that I picked to take a look at the top movies of the year. Look at that. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. So we've got, hey, the world had sequels. This one was a sequel. All of these movies were so good they spawned sequels. Every single one was so good. Romancing the Stone. I think this was just a romantic movie, a romantic adventure. I think. I don't remember. I've heard of it. Purple Rain, another black guy. 2 black movies in the top 10. That's, I hate to break it to you, but 2 out of 10 is 20%. 20%, folks. And that means that black people were overrepresented in 1984 as leads in movies. But still, we've just got black grievance people, black Hollywood, black Hollywood, black Hollywood, doing nothing but, oh my God, the white man is so bad, the white man is so bad, the white man is so bad. They're so racist and mean and bad. And here we go. Purple Rain and Beverly Hills Cop, 2 of the top 10 movies. I think that's it, I don't know. Splash. A comedy. Grand Canyon. I don't know about this movie. I don't know anything about it. Never heard of it until just now. Amadeus. I don't remember what that was about. Oscar bait. Something interesting. Tightrope. Don't know. The Natural. I don't know. 2010. The sequel to 2001. That's an interesting concept, right? I didn't like the first one. I know it's crazy, but I didn't like the first one. Revenge of the Nerds. Red Dawn. Bachelor Party. Oh, now we're getting back into the good stuff again. City Heat, The Terminator. This is what movies used to be like, folks. You know, you can tell me that I just keep looking in the old days. I just keep looking in the old days for, good stuff. It's just like, oh, you just like the movie from when you were a kid, just like everybody else. Hey, I can go back even further. I can go back from before I was born. I can love and appreciate Gone with the Wind, Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, It's a Wonderful Life, Scrooge. I can go back. But today, the shit that Hollywood cranks out today, it's like, oh my God, the decline in the quality. Now, are they too rich? Do they just not care? Is it just ideology first? What are the reasons why Hollywood is failing? There's many, many, many reasons. There's many reasons why Hollywood is failing. Look at these. Like, the Terminator was here. The first Terminator only came in at 21. Bachelor Party. Do you remember that movie? The Killing Fields. Friday the 13th, Part 4. That's hilarious. Starman. Beautiful. Cannonball Run 2. Teachers. Dune. How about that, folks? Dune. Conan the Destroyer. Passage to Any Protocol. The Cotton Club. Mickey and Maude. Some of these I don't know. The Muppets Take Manhattan. A Nightmare on Elm Street. The Woman in Red. Moscow, Against All Odds. 16 Candles. Missing in Action. The last... where are the really, really good movies for teenagers now? Now, maybe they don't need it. I don't know what's going on over there. But I can probably assure you that if Hollywood is making something for teenagers, it's probably all about diversity and butt sex. right? What the hell what are you doing? If you want to ask questions in the chat, feel free. Okay? Feel free to ask questions in the chat. And hello to Wouldn't You Like to Know? So, yeah, The Last Starfighter. Oh my god, another great one. Soldier's Story, The Rhinestone, Weekend Pass. Oh my goodness. Now we're getting into maybe a little less. Oh, Firestarter. Way down here. That was a great film. Drew Barrymore. Children of the Corn. Night of the Comet. Oh, Supergirl. Oh, look at that. A Supergirl. A girl doing a comic book movie and the lead of a comic book movie, a superhero? No, come on. Captain Marvel was the first one to ever do anything like that. I'm going to make myself a coffee. Now, Hollywood is a big place, right? Hollywood is a big place. Come on. Come on. There you go, kitty. Um, so yeah, Hollywood is a big place full of all sorts of, you know, well, it's really, right, music, movies, and TV. And I think one of the most obvious, like, we could do TV or music as well. I'm just not as smart about them, which is why I focus here. Now, I could take you through all of the movies from yesteryear and compare them to today. And show you the decline. Like, demonstrate to you the decline of, Hollywood that way. Through music. Just think about music from days gone by. Just go really, really backity back. Is there anything that has been created in the last 20 years that is going to stand the test of time? Is anybody going to be able to look back at any of the music created in the last 20 years and go, wow, that was great? I'm talking about popular stuff too. We're talking popular here. We're not just talking, we're not talking out of our butts. We're not talking about, I went to the symphony and they did a really great, new piece of music over there. No, we're talking about, why can't you make us another Gremlins? Or a Footloose? Or a Splash? Why can't Hollywood create this stuff anymore? Why is the machine called Hollywood so broken? Why is everyone in Hollywood so collectively incapable of making good stuff? I don't know. I really don't know. But there's no better, and we could do this over and over. Let's go into the 90s. And by the way, I've said this numerous times, that the top of Hollywood was the 90s. The 90s was kind of hit and miss. It was a little bit of greatness and a little bit of crap. So let's just go back. And we'll check out a 90s. Just say, let's just do 94, 10 years ahead. Okay? So, yeah. Masterpiece. Ooh, but the Santa Claus? No. That's not even a classic. So you got 1, 2, 3. There's my chatty cat. Is he looking at you? I scared him by saying that. That's hilarious. He likes to, I don't know. Go right there. There's two spots. Dumb cat. But anyway. It's a sofa, and I've got a spot for a second spot over there, as you can see. See, another towel is down there. So he could just go over there, but no, he wants that spot. Probably because the other cat's taking it out. I want what he's got. It's like, you got a perfectly good thing over there. No, I want what he's got. So, let's go down this list. Right? No. Flintstones? Really? That movie has gone down the shitter. And it wasn't even good. Dumb and Dumber? Do you consider that classic movie now? Jim Carrey and what's his face acting like complete and utter idiots? I don't. Clear and Present Danger, don't remember it. Speed, okay, yeah, loved it. The Mask, okay, yep. Pulp Fiction, yep. Interview with a Vampire, yep. Maverick, I don't know what that is. The Client, don't know. Star Trek, nope. Another Jim Carrey movie. I think, I don't know, is this a comedy classic? I think maybe. I don't know. Stargate, Legends of the Fall, Wolf, no. Do you see how things have kind of calmed down? The Little Rascals? Now, that was a great TV show. I grew up on that. And by the way, there you go again. What about the little black kid in that movie, in that TV show? Does that count? No? No? Naked Gun, 33 1/3. The Crow, Natural Born Killers. See, it's, to me, this is, you can just see in the 10 years from 84 to 94. Now, I'm not saying this is all bad, but you wait. City Slickers 2, Beverly Hills Cop 3, Richie Rich, Street Fighter, was that a good movie? I don't know. Major League 2, Blown Away. There's just, I'm not feeling the love. Like, there is some great stuff here, don't get me wrong. There is Masterpiece, and there was some even down here further. And some that I was unsure of, but in the 80s I was positive of. So, let's go to the 2002, or 2004, right? Really, Shrek 2? Really? I've never seen it, but okay, if you got kids and you love the kids and you took your kids, I don't know. Spider-Man, so this is 2004. Spider-Man 2. Okay, Spider-Man was a good movie. And I think everybody thinks that Spider-Man 2 was a great movie too. I've seen them. I'm not really a comic book person. And I think that Spider-Man 1 and 2 are considered the two biggest, best Spider, like, they're considered, like, really great. And I don't want to take anything away from it. And maybe to the comic book fan, this is, like, in their top comic book movies of all time. Spider-Man 2 is on the list. Okay? Okay, there you go. Good. The Passion of the Christ. Okay. It was an interesting movie, for sure, right? It's a movie. It was an important movie. Is it good? I guess if you like watching Jesus getting beaten by Jews, yeah, I guess, okay, whatever. I don't know. Meet the Fockers? It was a funny kind of quirky twerky comedy, but is it going to go down in history as one of the best? Like, is this a masterpiece? Is this a masterpiece of comedy? Remember at the top of the 1984 list, there was Ghostbusters. That is a masterpiece of comedy, and it's going to be remembered forever. Meet The Incredibles. Is it? Was it really that incredible? I've never seen it. Harry Potter, another Harry Potter movie. Okay, this is a very good franchise, based on somebody else's work, based on books. Very good, don't get me wrong, very good. But is it, is it the best thing since sliced bread? I love the series, by the way. It's, I will say this. Okay, Godfather 3 shit the bed. I've been over all the comic books. Okay, 0 comic books are in here. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is the best trilogy of all time. And then a very close second would be your um, Star Wars original trilogy, and so on. Like I understand science fiction, franchises, but of the movies, of the things that have gone longer than three, Harry Potter is up there. I love it. I love these films. I do. Now, I'm no super mega expert. I'm a horror guy. I do horror mostly. Horror is my jam. But so like but I enjoy other things. I absolutely do. Just not nearly as much. And Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is part of a series of movies where every single one of them I love to fucking death. I do. I love them all. It's the most consistent, long running. So, like you could say that, yes, I can say that Lord of the Rings is better, but it's only three movies. Star Wars is better, if you only count the first three. The next six are shit shows. Various levels of poop. With some good elements thrown into. Don't get me wrong. The prequels being superior to Disney Star Wars. I don't even want to call it the sequel trilogy, because that means that it's connected. And I don't, it's so bad I don't even want it connected. But is okay, this is going to go down in infamy, but that's it, folks. Like, I don't know if you're a kids, it's not even the biggest kids movie of that year. Is Incredibles going to go down in history? Remembered, in 50 years from now as one of the great films of, of the heyday of Hollywood before they killed themselves? Look at this. Okay, again, this is fantastic, but it's weird that it's only at number 6, to be honest with you. The Polar Express, I don't even know what the hell that is. The Day After Tomorrow? Isn't that after the nuclear winter? Isn't that, like the nuclear Holocaust movie? Born Supremacy? Okay, good, but is it... Okay, for your action movies, hey, it's good. I'm not going to... But you can clearly see the decline in what you can very easily consider a masterpiece. National Treasure. Is it? I don't know. Shark Tale. iRobot. See, iRobot. No, it's not. Will Smith and his friggin', what is it, Isaac Asimov? This was even based on a book, and, no. Troy, okay, interesting. You get to see Brad Pitt's butt. But, I mean, was it really that good? Ocean's 12, a sequel. 50 First Dates, Van Helsing. Fahrenheit 9/11. Lemony Snicket's. Dodgeball. The Village. The Grudge. The A Million Dollar Baby, okay. Collateral. The Princess Diaries 2, oof. Starsky and Hutch, oof. See, now they're starting to get desperate and stupid. SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo, Anchorman, The Notebook. I think that to the chick flick world, I think The Notebook is like a masterpiece. To the romantic comedy, to the chick flick, I think The Notebook is up there. I keep hearing about it. It's not my cup of tea. I turned it off, actually. Everybody kept talking about this fucking movie. So I put it on, and I was like, oh my god, this is not good. Or it's not my cup of tea. Yeah, you really, really have to be a girl to love that film. Or something. AVP. Now, okay, so this is where my bias comes in. I enjoyed this film. Okay, I did. But I'm not going to put it on the same level. Like, and by the way, I liked it more than most. People shit on this film, and I don't quite understand why. I think they were over hating it. But it's certainly not an Alien or Aliens or Predator. Those three movies are like in a completely different league to this movie. The Terminal, Garfield, Ray, Ladder 49, Christmas with the Cranks, I don't, White Chicks, Hidalgo, The Forgotten, Kill Bill Volume 2, Manchurian Candidate, Barbershop 2, Miracle, Friday Night Lights, Owlboy, Dawn of the Dead. Okay, so here's my bias. I love this remake. But I mean, is that enough? Is it as good as the original? No. And why? You know, it's just I'm not okay. The Chronicles of Riddick. No, I thought that was a big step down. Oh, Saw was great. It did spawn a franchise, obviously, but Blade Trinity, that was a step down. See just how the quality has kind of gone down the toilet. Let's do 2014. It's just the overall quality. Okay, American Sniper. It's a good film. Was it really that good? Like, are we going to remember this forever? And it's kind of something you don't really want to remember forever. It's kind of a tragic story when you know the end of it. Um, okay, it's a kind of a nice, sad movie to win an Oscar. Well done, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Is it a masterpiece? Okay, I'm gonna say close. It's if not another Hunger Games movie. Breaking up the last one in a successful franchise seems to be the thing to do. Um, you do it because you just want more money. But obviously, there it is, so it kind of works. Guardians of the Galaxy, okay, a surprise hit. An interesting cast of characters. But, I don't know, Is it a masterpiece? I had fun with it. By the way, I didn't like the second one. And when I was watching the second one, I realized, yeah, I'm done with comic book movies. The second Guardians of the Galaxy was like, yeah, no, this isn't very good, and I think I'm done. Now, since then, I did watch Infinity War, but that was it. That's the only one I've seen since Guardians of the Galaxy. I was watching them all up until Guardians 2, and I was like, what am I doing? So, again, I'm the normie. I'm not a comic book person. But this Guardians, there's just too many. Winter Soldier, okay, it's considered a masterpiece for comic books. And then the Lego movie, haven't seen it. Is it a masterpiece? I know everybody was talking about it. But guess what? It's already in the toilet. This Lego movie did well, and it's already fucking a shit show. They just quickly put into production a bunch of Lego movies, and they all, and now it's already in the toilet. 6 years later, Lego movie equals shit. Because, I don't know, because they're out of ideas. The Hobbit. I don't know which Hobbit movie this was, but these movies are not as good as the frickin' original. They're not terrible. They're okay, but I don't know. Another Transformers movie, Maleficent. Now, this X-Men Days of Future Past, believe it or not, I prefer X-Men movies to the Avengers. I prefer the X-Men over the Avengers. Always have. I don't care about Iron Man or Captain America. Never did, But I cared about And I didn't even know who Hawkeye and Black Widow were. I knew who the Hulk was because of the TV show from when I was a kid. Um, and I knew who Captain America was, although I didn't care. Um, who was the fourth one? Oh, Thor. I've heard of Thor, and I knew about Thor, but I didn't care about him either. Didn't care about the Avengers. But the X-Men, again, there was the cartoon from when I was a kid. So a lot of this stuff you have to nurture from childhood. So I preferred the X-Men by far. And I loved the beginning of this movie is my favorite of all time. Favorite, the first part of, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The first 10 minutes of this movie, 5 minutes, I don't know, is so incredibly perfect it blows my mind. That is exactly what I wanted a comic book movie to be. Exactly. And full of problem. See, that's it, but real problem. People dying. Your superheroes literally dying. Now, a thing happened, and we all know what that thing was, but basically they were, like, and it was like, oh my god, they died. Oh my god, another one. Oh my god, another one. Oh my god, another one. But the fight was amazing. The fight was cool as hell. I fucking loved the opening to this movie. And that love for the opening got me through the rest of the movie. It was okay. It was fine. I liked it. It was good. The opening was amazing. But then the next one, Apocalypse, and I was like, ugh. Are we just going to have Jean Grey come out as the Phoenix each and every time and just snap her fingers and win the war? Jean Grey is the Phoenix. And then guess what they did? They made an actual entire movie of the Phoenix. Talk about brain dead. Like, why do they keep fucking up Jean Grey and Phoenix? Why do they keep doing that? They don't know what they're doing. They don't understand Jean Grey and the Phoenix. I liked X3, and I haven't even seen Dark Phoenix, by the way. Dark Phoenix, the 2019 movie, I haven't even seen it. I don't really have an interest in seeing it. From the reviews, X-Men Apocalypse, the trailer, you should consider changing the name because the women do everything around here. Oh my god, you're that bitchy housewife, aren't you? You're that bitchy housewife that is just like, yeah, it's all about me, I don't know about Big Hero 6. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I really like these movies. Are they masterpieces? Yeah, I would say that they're close. If not, they're a really great collection. I haven't seen, but you know something? I haven't seen the, I didn't like the casting changes. I didn't like it when they kept changing this person to that person. So I was happy with whatever his name was that was in this one, but then they changed him for the next one and the next one. So I saw the second one, but the third one, War for Planet of the Apes, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm not a really big Woody Harrelson fan either. I think he was great as the dummy in Cheers, but that's kind of where I want to keep him, as a dummy. Like, I can stand the stuff that he's in, but I just want him to be a dummy in Cheers. Or, like, I didn't like him in Hunger Games. I didn't like him in Zombieland. I just don't really want to see him. There's something about him I just don't want to see. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Well, that kind of ended that. Godzilla. A great rendition of Godzilla, but where the fuck is Godzilla? Is this going to be a masterpiece? If you ask a Godzilla fan, where does the 2014 movie fall in line with all of the Godzilla movies? Are they going to at all? Is this movie at all going to even remotely be on the list? Where on the list is it? Hollywood is just falling apart. 22 Jump Street. I don't know. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was past my time, and I was like, pizza eating mutant turtles that live in the sewer, I'm not interested in. With a rat boss. Interstellar. I saw it, and basically both sides of the, I love it, I hate it, were just fighting back and forth. And honestly, it is both. It's a movie to be loved, and it's a movie to be hated. It's both. It literally is both. So, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Gone Girl, Divergent, Neighbors, Ride Along, Rio 2, Into the Woods, Lucy, The Fault in Our Stars, Unbroken, Night at the Museum, Mr. Peabody Sherman, 300, The Maze Runner. Now, The Maze Runner. Now, this movie, it hits a certain genre for me, a certain type of movie, and that is, boom, you wake up in a a room, or in this case, a space. Now, you gotta figure out why you're there and who you're there, and you gotta just do it and not die. Figure it out. It's a puzzle. You just wake up, and now you're in a puzzle. I love those fucking movies. I love them too much, to the point where I overrate these movies so much that you shouldn't even listen to me about them, because I love them too much. No matter how bad they are, I give them a 10 out of 10, and I'm not kidding. I love these. I woke up, and I'm in a puzzle, and I don't want to die. I love those fucking movies. Love them. I think it's because I can easily put myself there, and it's a really interesting ride myself. I can, like, literally put myself into the movie. It's like, oh my god, now I just woke up, and I'm in this puzzle. What would I do? You know? How would I solve the puzzle? Now, admittedly, a lot of these films are kind of like horror. And I love them. I love them no matter what. But this was an interesting non-horror version of that style of movie that I just fucking love. The Equalizer. I don't know about it. Noah. Oh, that was interesting. Um, a biblical take of the Fury Road prequel. Oof. Actually, when you think about Mad Max Fury Road, if you put it in context of the politics today, see, once you've learned, once you've opened your eyes to identity politics and the far left Hollywood, infiltration of Hollywood and so on, once you've opened your eyes to all of that, you can go back and look at that movie, go, wow, Mad Max was actually a side character in this movie where a woman, a one-armed woman, I mean, like, it's just like a feminist gobbledygook garbage. Insane, stupidly gobbledygook feminist trash. a one-armed woman is giving Mad Max a hard time? I don't think so. I don't think so. And like I said, it's kind of, I don't know, there's something about just whatever. Now, it was balanced out with an amazing movie. Let's be honest. It was an amazing movie, an amazing action movie that also had a bunch of really stupid feminism in it. Right? A whole whack of stupid feminism combined with a really great movie. And I think we didn't understand it at the time. It wasn't as pervasive as it is today. So it was overlooked. It wasn't seen. But as people more and more and more and more and more wake up to this agenda, then you can literally go watch those movies, go backwards into time, and you can use your current knowledge and understanding of the far left propaganda that Hollywood is injecting their movies with, and you can retroactively re-evaluate older movies. Like, I do it all the time. When I watch an older movie, I go, oh, there's the... But how bad was it? How bad was it? See, normally, it was kind of on the down low. The far left propaganda was on the down low. Or maybe it was really, really evil and right there in your face, but it was only there for a minute. And then it went away, and then it was just a movie again. So here comes the far left grossly. But usually it was just subtle. Like we spoke about Footloose. But it wasn't an overabundance or an over-exaggeration of anything, and it respected kind of other sides. Whereas Mad Max Fury Road, like I just said, it was a really good movie with a bunch of really stupid, overt feminism in it. And like Logan, where, I'm sure Mad Max Fury Road prequel, what was it? What did he call it? Furiosa, just called Furiosa. So the movie's going to be about her. Right? Mad Max Furiosa. It was a movie about her. And I say, I don't care. I'm done with the action heroine because they've overdone it. It's like, yeah, I mean, you just kept pushing it and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And now we're at a point where a man and a one-armed woman in a Mad Max film against an obviously very strong, healthy male. What was his name? Tom Hardy? I can't remember who played Mad Max in it. But a one-armed woman is basically going to give him a what for. And this, I get it, saving the damsels in distress. And I was okay with that because really that's what movies kind of should be about. But the fact that they needed to make it a woman that was kind of doing all the heroic stuff and Mad Max was just along for the ride, overt feminist, gross talking points like, all the shit. All the same. Right? I don't know about... See, is there any... okay, we got to major... The Equalizer? Noah, Edge of Tomorrow, Non-Stop. Is any of this amazing? The Imitation Game, Dumb and Dumber 2, Annie, Fury, Tammy, Annabelle. Really? It's just, none of it is Hercules way down here. I used to watch a cartoon called Hercules. It was a terrible cartoon. Really, really bad. It was like the same animation stuff over and over again. There was a lot of really bad cartoons from when I was a kid, and Hercules was one of them. I still watched it, but it was like the exact same drawings, and sometimes, like, you remember He-Man, when he would lift up his sword and do that thing? It was like, wow, they really dragged that out. That him turning into He-Man, because it would pad out the runtime. If you were okay watching the exact same animation, you know, what was it? Did he turn once per episode, per half hour? I think probably only once. But I mean, it was a really long thing. I have the power. Exodus, Gods and Kings. 20th Century Fox has really had a problem. I think that's why Bob Iger got kicked out of Disney. Fox. I think they realized that they overpaid by a lot. They overpaid a lot for 20th Century Fox. Like 10 times too much. And I'm not joking. They bought a failing company in a failing industry for $70 billion. And all they've got, sure, you can put the 20th Century Fox old movies, because, okay, we can look at 20th Century Fox. They're old. Look at how much they've dropped in the last few years. So these are their top movies, but could look at their market share. So kind of 17, 11, 13, 12, 9, 4, 3. Wow. Right? And it's over. It's 20th Century Studios, because Disney didn't want to be associated with Fox, because Fox is too associated with the right wing. My lord. And doesn't that explain exactly what we're talking about? They're going to spend probably tens of millions, or maybe even millions of dollars to change the name. You're going to have to change it on everything, right? I don't know if they're going to go back and change the old movies, the movie openings in their streaming services or whatever. And by the way, does anybody care about streaming services? Do you have them? Are you watching your streaming services? I'm sure, like maybe one, maybe two. But are you going to sign up for all these different streaming services? I have to be honest. Of all the TV shows that have ever been made and all the movies that have ever been made, there's just so many out there. Like, you could literally probably, there's somebody out there that has just gotten rid of their entire movie collection. And you could probably, find them and just say, okay, give me them all. How much for all of them? And you say, okay, $1,000. And there you go. You got a library of movies. I don't know. It's just, why, it's kind of interesting to say, oh, I could watch all of the episodes of television show X. Look at all these TV shows I can watch. And how many do you watch? None of them. Really? Okay, none of them? Well, I watched one of them. Is it worth the $10 a month that you pay? Well, I don't know. And just in case I want to watch something else, I do. I don't know what you guys do. I know the television numbers are down in the toilet, way down. But oh what? Oh no, this is the remake of RoboCop. Of course it is. Ugh, it's just so. Is there anything magical? Is there anything like? Okay, sure, maybe the first one. I don't know. This was a good series, but is the Hunger Games really magical to you? It was very good, okay, but Guardians of the Galaxy did that? Okay, I will admit it was good. It was probably better than the first movie of most new sets of Marvel movies. But aren't we kind of tired and done? I'm tired and done. I'm absolutely tired and done. Let's try 1974. Let's see what they got for that. Oh, no, we can't. We'll have to deal with 1980. Empire Strikes Back. By most people, and 20th Century Fox, right? Anyway, by most people's yardsticks, this is probably the, well, Terminator 2 is up there too, but I still think that most people would say that this is the best sequel ever made, even above Godfather 2. I think Empire Strikes Back probably hits that. The best sequel to any movie ever made. Empire Strikes Back. I think that's pretty cut and dry. And then as these girls are out there, oh, the poor boy, the meanie men, you know, the patriarchy. And here we go, 9 to 5. A movie starring 3 girls, right? And one of them in real life is a lesbian, right? Jane Fonda, too. Oh my god, she's about as lefty as it gets. Lily Tomlin, a lesbian in real life. Dolly Parton, sort of take over for the right wing conservative part. But it was just actually I didn't even know that it was Jane Fonda. But Lily Tomlin, Dolly Parton, I remember, and the bad guy. But it's a fucking comedy. What I'm saying is that the second best movie of, what is this, 1980. The second top movie is a comedy. Look at today, it's comic book, kids, comic book, kids. It's all kids' movies. Are we all getting immature and stupid? Do we just want the fireworks, the splashy flash of the comic book movies that are void of any, you know, I'm not going to say that this has deep meaning, although it was kind of getting back at the boss. But was it really getting back at the boss, or just kind of like the grind of every day? Maybe a little bit of both. But it was a comedy, stir crazy. I don't know what that is. Airplane, comedy. So fucking crazy, wacko, right? Any which way you can. I don't remember it. Private Benjamin. Isn't this a sort of a Goldie Hawn kind of romantic comedy? Coal Miner's Daughter, I don't remember. This is a little bit before my time. Smokey and the Bandit Part 2. Isn't the Smokey and the Bandit, isn't that friggin' Burt Reynolds and his monkey? I love those fucking movies. I think. The Blues Brothers. Ordinary People. Okay, this is before my time. The Shining, oh my god, there's a masterpiece. For sure. Cheech and Chong. Now, just compare Cheech and Chong to Dumb and Dumber, I guess. What else are you going to compare it to? Caddyshack, Friday the 13th. Now we're getting to some great stuff here. The Elephant Man. some masterpieces that are, the Blue Lagoon, softcore porn. I bet you everybody everybody had sex after going to see that movie. Everybody fucked. Like every man that went to go see it and every woman that went to go see it literally left the theater, went home, and fucked. It was like literally porn, softcore porn. It was like just a hot young person and a hot young couple wearing almost nothing on a deserted island together. Just a hot young couple, mostly naked. That's what the movie was about. Sure, they were stranded on a desert island, but I mean, I don't know. Is their next movie? I don't remember their previous one. Caddyshack. My goodness, talk about brilliant film. I'm not up on 007 films, so I wouldn't be able to help you out with that. But The Elephant Man, I remember watching that movie and thought that I was watching a movie from the 50s or the 40s or the 30s. And I was just, so in love with this film. Caligula, Raging Bill, Xanadu, American Gigolo, My Bodyguard, The Fog, Fame, I Wanna Live Forever, Altered States, Cruising. Okay, so again, Prom Night. Masterpieces, The Changeling. My Bodyguard, you can really, really just see the movies that are going to last and last and last. Since 2000, what movies are going to last and last and last? I don't know what else to say, folks. There's just so many pieces of the Hollywood puzzle, and they all seem to be pointing towards failure. The identity politics, the sheer number of movies and TV shows at fingertips. You don't have to go see a movie in a movie theater anymore. Video games, the DMCA rules and laws, just so many things. Copyright laws. I just don't see how it can continue. And I think that they're going to use the coronavirus as an excuse for it failing. But there's so many other reasons for it. Twitter, the fact that all of these dummies in Hollywood are twittering out their frickin' thoughts every day, and when they're brain dead, they should probably just shut up, sing and dance and shut up. Why are they so political? Is it like, and then you got the conspiracy saying, well, the commies own Hollywood. They've already taken it over. And if you're not commie, you get blacklisted. So you either have to be a communist to be in Hollywood, or you have to shut up. But yeah, and then they just start attacking the fans. You don't like my movie? You're sexist. When, right here, 9 to 5, starring 3 women. And this is, 1980. The second highest grossing movie. So in 1980, are you going to say that, like, What? So we weren't sexist because this became a big movie? America was not sexist because they went out to see 9 to 5 with Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton? Probably all three sides of the political spectrum. I'm pretty sure Dolly Parton was conservative. I don't know, maybe she changed. But usually if you're into country music, you have to be kind of conservative. But maybe that's changed now. Maybe the commies have taken over country music too. I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. But wow, look at the difference between that one and this one. More than double. Almost 3 times as much as the second biggest movie. No 90 million movies between the third and the fourth. Big, significant drop. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna let it go here. Like, Hollywood is headed for a big tumble, a big failure, a floppity flop flop. And their identity politics and their feminism and their hatred of white people and Christians and conservatives and all the rest of it is just adding fuel to the fire. But it looks like they have a scapegoat called the Chinese flu. And it looks like they're going to be using that as an excuse as they circle the drain. But they've been circling the drain for decades. And I do mean 20 years. And I think when you just take a look at the movies released from year to year, and you go, which movies are going to stand the test of time? Which movies do you consider really great? You just go, well, Hollywood just doesn't have what it takes anymore. And whatever, there's many reasons. There's many reasons. It's not just the people in Hollywood. That is a reason, but it's not just them. The fact that movies are a dime a dozen, there's thousands of videos out there on the internet, you just push a button and you watch one. You got a streaming service where you would have literally thousands of movies to watch just at a push of a button. Why would you need to, movies aren't special anymore. They used to be special, they're not anymore. Watching a movie used to be special, and it's not anymore. And that's not the fault of the people in Hollywood. That's just technology. That's advancement. That's moving forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. People use, I really loved the movie rental store. Loved it. Loved the video rental store. We would, walk to the store or get on our bikes and ride to this video rental store, or even later on, we would get our parents' car and drive to the video rental store, and we'd get our little bag of popcorn. It was usually free at the entrance. Fill up a little bag of popcorn, because the fresh smell of the popcorn throughout the store is fantastic, right? And then you get to chomp on your popcorn as you're browsing all the movies. And there was even a little horror section. Just one of the corners of the store, it was a little horror section. And it had sort of streamers, it was sort of blocked off, and it had streamers coming down. And then it had a creaky floor, a purposely creaky floor. They made it so that when you walked on it, it was creaky. And then they had skulls and I think black light, or no, it was probably regular light. I can't remember, but they dressed it up like you would, like if it was a little creepy. And all the horror movies were in there, right? It was very cool. And then while you're waiting in line to rent your movie, and you would be talking and having fun with your friends. Now it's just you sit at home on the couch and you push a button. But you were talking with your friends and you were discussing oh no, I've already seen that movie. Or what kind of movie do you want to see? Oh, that new one is just coming out. I wonder if they got any copies of that in. Or do you want to rent something new or something old? Or what kind of, do you want a horror movie? Do you want an action? You know, all of this kind of stuff. And then while you were in line, you would be browsing all the candy, right? So you would be picking up, even though you just got finished eating popcorn, you know you're going to be hungry. You're going to want some snacks during the movie on top of it. So you buy your snacks and then you go home, whether it be on your bike or walk or by car. And then you watch the movie. And you and your friends just kind of, you know, snuggle up on the couch or on the floor. You know, you eat some junk food and you watch a cool movie. But we had good selections to choose from, too. Better selections than what the kids do today. I just think of this, right? The Breakfast Club. In my opinion, that was the epitome of teenage movies. Molly Ringwald and the rest. The Breakfast Club. What do kids have today? What has Hollywood given the kids, the teenagers of today, to really sink their teeth into? Nothing. And it's sad. But, you know, like I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find their other ways of entertaining. They're talking to each other on the internet, and they're playing their video games and laughing and talking about their day. Playing, you know, whatever it is. Call of Duty or just boom, 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 whatever it happens to be. I don't know. Playing the video games. And they're hanging out that way. Instead of next to each other on a couch, eating junk food, it's everybody in their own bedroom, you know, talking over the internet with somebody from, you know, across the world or across town or across the country or whatever. You know? So there. Anyway, it's just, yeah, I think movies, Hollywood, television, broadcast television, the music industry, all of these things are coming to an end. And there's nothing that can be done about it. There's no turning back. Like I said, even if you, like there's just, people have moved on. People have moved on. And it was sad. You know what's sad? The most sad. Now maybe there's still going to be Oscar award ceremonies. But I would have liked the last, you know, like, because this is the last year. They're going to lose so much money this year that the movie theaters are going to start to close. And it's really just the beginning of the end of all of it. And I would have liked for them to all have been knowledgeable and understand what was going on. And then when they came out to the Oscars, they would have realized that this industry is going bankrupt. And they would have been, you know, just thank you to the fans. Thank you for giving us such a sparkly life. Thank you for, you know, enjoying our stuff. And, you know, maybe just to elongate it or something, you know. Just be nice about it. But no, it's just the same old political bullshit. Rah, 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 rah. Don't drink milk. You know. John Bolton, of all places. Did he seriously bring up did Brad Pitt seriously just bring up John Bolton? Are you kidding? That's what you're going to go with, Brad Pitt? You know, I don't even like you anymore. But anyway. Okay, I'm going to call it quits here. Give me all your money in the link down below. Check out my website and flip around. Yeah, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time. And by the way, don't worry about Hollywood going bankrupt, because there's all sorts of opportunities. There's also we're already moved on, really, for the most part. There's so many movies already out there. There's already so many movies that exist that even if they stop making movies altogether. Now, as far as the theater experience, okay, well, like I told you, I didn't think, like, yes, you're gonna miss it. Just like I miss the movie rental store. But you get over it, you move on, and it's fine. It's fine. No harm, no foul. Like, yeah, you have fond memories of those things, but there's people with fond memories of their horse and buggy. You know? Oh, I remember horses were so much better. You could pet them. You could shoe them, and so much better than automobiles. All you had to do is feed a horse and keep his shoes all good, and he would be great. Now with all these different parts in the car, so complicated. Right? So yeah, don't worry about it. We'll move on, and everything will be fine. And we still all have all those really great movies from days gone by. And no matter how much they ruin movies of today, you still have your memories of those old ones. And even if they change up the old ones, like they say that they're going to be doing a lot of that, they're going to go back and edit those movies, change them. Well, I have the memory. You can't take that unless you kill me. And then we got bigger problems than movies. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Okay? Bye now.